We are almost at Ollie's ball practice. You know, I waited all afternoon. I wanted to watch Vaquero race, and he raced terrible. Asked him, they scoped him after. There was nothing found there, so I'm sure we'll find something in his blood. Not really sure what's going on with this guy. I mean, he trained well at the farm. Now, he trained in 2.3, so it's not like he trained him in 57, but, I mean, considering what he was last year and the way he trained at the farm, I thought he was okay. And then last week, he had a trickle of blood. We put him on Lasix. And there was no blood found today, so I'm a little perplexed as to what went on. So we'll draw his blood now. I would caution everybody to wait until we get the blood back. I told you guys the other day, Purple People Eater, something was up. As I suspected, she tied up the other night. Her AST was 4,000. Well, hold on. Her CK was 4,000 the morning after the race, and her AST was 1,600. So not only did she tie up, but she tied up on race night. Especially since you still have the AST is lower than the CK, which means it's now, right now, soon, shortly thereafter, I should say. So I would wait. I'll defer any concerns. I'm not going to pay much attention to it until we get the blood back, right? If you go into the weeds on this and you say, oh, well, you know, look at his gait, maybe we'll change this, maybe we'll change that. You got it in your head that you're going to make changes when really it may just be a chemistry thing. So we'll wait and see what the blood work comes back like on Vaquero. Obviously, a super disappointing race from him today. I really thought that this colt, I thought he was flat last week, but had more than enough reason to be flat. We rectified those reasons and an even worse mile today. So, yeah, a little perplexed, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Now, what else took place today? Obviously, we got Great Bet tonight, so good luck to all my partners in Great Bet. I think he races 9:30 or something like that. We had trainers this morning. Now, for many of you, I had a couple of messages saying, hey, Anthony, did you get a look at Widespread Panic? How's he look? Not only did I get a look at him, I trained him in 2-1 at Northfield today, so he's ready to go. If he is a real strong-looking, jogs sharp tomorrow, eats all his feed, looks good, everything, all signs point to him recovering well from his training trip, he may just go ahead and qualify on Tuesday anyway. As I said, I'm not going to Kentucky, so I am going to qualify Pickpocket. I am going to likely qualify Widespread Panic. Who else do we have? Gypsy Hill has got to qualify again also. Oh, he was good yesterday I told Jason, I said he was good. Like, I changed some gear, changed his shoes, and I worked him hard. And he'll work hard again. He's not in the woods yet, but I think we can get him around Tuesday. It's just a mental thing with him. I knew it was, and I'm even more certain of it now. So hopefully we'll get him qualified on Tuesday. And who was the last one? There was one more. Flashfly. That's right, Flashfly. Trained very strong yesterday. Now, we did find out that she is entrapped. But her timing's a little different when Pickpocket was entrapped, and we got him done right away because we wanted to let him recover and then train him and see if we could get him ready on time. A little bit different with Flashfly. Her first stake race potentially is May the 10th. So if we qualify Tuesday and then get that entrapment fixed, again, we'll be able to gauge coming up to the race, is she healed up enough? Is she good enough to go? I think qualifier then fixing that entrapment is better in this case. And again, she trained great in 2-1. I had no inclination that there was any issue with Flashfly whatsoever. So it's so weird. It's twice it's happened this year. Now, Dr. Brown had told me he thought it had something to do with the virus. I don't know. It's one of those things when you look at them and just say, you know what, you're going to pull your hair out trying to figure out, just deal with what it is. It is entrapped. Fix. So that's what we'll have done on, I assume, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, something like that. Dr. Brown will fix her up. And then, again, it will be a chore to get, again, you have that swelling, so there has to be some downtime. Then you can't go hard right away. So there will be is the timeline enough to get her raced? Assuming she qualifies okay, which I assume she will. Now, I trained her with no hobbles the other day, but she did get out of gear a couple of times. I will put the hobbles on her on Tuesday. So we have 4 to qualify for sure on Tuesday. Now, what do we do with JK Victory? I talked to Adam Rucker the other day, and I talked to Ron Burke just for a brief moment this afternoon. We were talking about the colt in question was Captain Incredible. We didn't get a chance to talk about JK Victory or Mountains for All or Mel Gibson. I'll give him a call. I'll give him a call later on this evening and see if he's got some time to talk. Otherwise, everything else seems to be going well with everybody. A good day. Who else we trained today? Never Lose Felix. Now, it didn't rain today. We could have trained this morning, but I didn't want to chance it. It's going to be beautiful tomorrow. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go with the ones that I have to go with this week. I'm going to go with them before I go home. They can be scratched tomorrow, and that way it's the best of both worlds, right? Everybody gets a train 25, 30, somewhere around there tomorrow. Nice, easy miles, a nice sunny day. And the ones that I wanted to go with, this week, I get to go with this morning. So Never Lose Felix trained well, 222. He's already been in 220, so it was a good morning for him. I wouldn't say we backed him off a bit, but we went right back to where we were going, and he was really, really comfortable. Melisandre was pretty good today, and the other colt was in behind me. He wanted to get at me today. What's his name? He's a grape guy. I don't think he's perfect right now as far as his equipment, his shoeing. I don't think he's perfect, but he's working well as we slowly kind of push him into a position where I think he's good. Do I think the aluminums are good up front? Probably no. But I don't think there's any reason to jump the gun on him. He's doing his work well. I hate when you have that up high back. He's doing his work well, and his attitude is good. So we'll stay the course, right? We'll hold the line with this guy and let him push forward, and then make it a little adjustments along the way. So I was happy with all three of them. Who else did I train? Trained Widespread Panic, as I said, 2-1. He was very, very good today. I know I trained Wander Hill. Wowed me today. Now you might say, well, you almost forgot him a second ago. But of all the horses that trained today, now I was really impressed with Widespread Panic. I hadn't seen him in almost a year, and quite frankly, I didn't even have an equipment card on him. When Dominic sent him over, we hadn't got equipment on him because, again, I just thought it was going to pour rain today. So, we'll try and get him hung up a little bit on Monday and qualify him on Tuesday. That was the hope. That was the thought process. And then it was, well, hold the phone. We can actually train him today and see how he goes. So I didn't get an equipment card on him. All I had on him was the hobbles, brace bandages behind, knee boots up front, line pull on the left. 2-1. He was very, very good. Who was the one?
Knee boots on the left.
Who was that?
You said knee boots on the left.
No, he did have a knee boot on the knee boots and a line pull on the left. Sorry. Who else?
High Hopes.
High Hopes was very good. She's made breaks and been rude. Now, to be fair to everybody, and certainly to Jason, she was by herself today. She wasn't in a group setting. She didn't get bottled up. She didn't get anxious in a hole. She was by herself. But I was very happy with her work she put in. Finished up very strong. Both her and Wander Hill were very strong on the end of the mile. Wander went a mile in 2:19, and High Hopes went a mile in 2:21. Both of them were very strong in the end of it, and I like both of them. Who else did we go with?
And then it was Speed of Sound.
Speed of Sound went good for my partners in Speed of Sound. I went a mile in 25, but it might have been a little more than actually she was ready to go. It didn't matter. She was fine. She did her work well, pulled up good, walked her for a little bit, brought her back in. She may have went in 25, but she's not ready to tangle with the 220, 225 crew just yet. And the reason I took my time with her, she grew. She is enormous now. She literally looks like a 3-year-old. She is huge. So I'm just going to give her some time, right? I'm probably going to go back in 225, 230 with her again a few times before we start to ascend with her again closer to qualifying time. So that was my morning. Well, it ended up being a little windy, spinning off and on, but it was supposed to pour rain all morning, so it was a bit odd. When they built that monstrosity?
It's been there for a while.
Ugh.
Cadeau was on your list, but didn't drink.
Oh yeah, poor Cadeau. Yeah, I get to the bottom of that today too. So Cadeau was supposed to train this morning. I went out with him first, jogging around, and so Cadeau, we've built his feet up with epoxy, right? With glue. We do this with a number of horses, just so he doesn't have to nail into his feet. He's got really shelly, thin-walled feet, so he didn't want to nail into those feet, so he built them up. Well, the epoxy just let go on his foot today. All this time, we just thought he kept ripping his shoe off. I was jogging it myself. Shoe didn't rip off at all. It just fell off. It just rolled off his foot. So I said to Enos, our blacksmith, I said, you know, I don't know whether it's the epoxy or maybe he was rushed getting it on and didn't have enough time to settle. I'm not sure. I don't really know. All I know is that all this time we thought he was ripping his shoe off, and he certainly was not. Ollie, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. So this is us on a Friday. It's 5:31. His practice starts at 5:30. We picked him up from school at noon. So noon, get everybody in the car, get down the road. I guess maybe it was a little afternoon, wasn't it?
Well,
Plus speed traffic on the QEW. And we were a little slow getting, we had stopped at Wendy's. Had to eat.
and then we had to stop at the border.
Then we stopped. Oh yeah, that's what cost us. Yeah. So it's a straight shot right from lunchtime for the kids on a Friday to Ollie's practice. He's literally going to get out of the car and go in and start stretching. So that's what it takes. That's the commitment, as they say. But you know what? It's good for him. It's good for us. And although we were late, it was only by a minute from another country. Not the end of the world, I don't think. So with that, I will let you guys go. I will talk to you soon. I'm going to go in and watch Ollie work out for a bit. You guys have a wonderful Friday evening. Take care.